Do you want to go first?
Why not? Okay.
Don't change your voice just to talk. Like, talk like you.
I'm Daniela, 21.
I'm Lexi. I'm 26. I'm a Libra. You're a Scorpio.
I'm a Scorpio.
That's important. That's
I never
very
knew
important.
what those meant though.
What do you mean?
Only recently I started to understand what it's like.
To be fair, you're not a Scorpio.
You're not a Libra. I think
My
in some situations you
moon,
swap.
my moon rising, whatever that means, is Virgo, which is very on trend. And then also ascendant in Leo, which is very on trend with me.
Because you're not a full Libra. Well, you are. You're more now.
That's a fly.
You're more a Libra now than you were.
I've had my moments.
Yeah. Anyway.
What are we doing? Honestly, we had this idea like a couple months ago. We are so opposite, but we grew up obviously as sisters.
Yeah.
We grew up with obviously 5 years age difference, wanting similar things in life.
Yeah.
But getting there in very different ways. 100%. Originally. We were just a bit like, well, you know what? There is a space in this world for people that need a girl group chat.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
Like being in your 20s, navigating what it's like, navigating all the changes that you go through.
And just having someone to talk to about it.
Also, like, our relationship, how that has changed as sisters.
Oh my gosh, for years we didn't speak. And it wasn't, we were arguing.
It was just maturity, like big maturity changes. I was getting on with my life, you were still at school, and what that looks like. And realising that online nowadays, everything is so polished and perfect. Reality, it's
We're
not
not,
like
no.
that. The day-to-day
is messy and chaotic.
You feel like, you think everyone's got it figured out.
Yeah, you don't know how to feel in this world anymore.
You feel like your feelings are unjustified or overdramatic or nowhere to speak about them.
It's hard to find people to talk to.
Gone are the days of like your group chats when you're at school and you all were besties. And
yeah.
I hardly speak to
And
anyone else.
also for people that don't have their girls. I always saw this trend, it's like the Rachel Green trend of, it's okay, I've got my girls. And I was like, I didn't have my girls. So finding a place where people can find their girls, I think is so important.
I mean, I grew up, all my friends were much older than me. So my best friends, I think the majority of my friends are in their 40s or late 30s, 40s. Yeah. And I've got a few, like a handful that are my age. And that made me feel out of place because when people are in their 40s, they tend to have more like life sorted out. I didn't have that feeling. I also grew up being the guy best friend. Like all my friends were guys. And I thought that was weird. Whereas you were very also independent.
I didn't have a group. I was a floater at school. I get along with most people and I still do. But my closest person was my boyfriend, immediate for a while. Until I came to uni and then I still only found my best friend. Never was part of like a big group, and it's particularly not a big girl group. Like when people did their grad trip, things like that, I never went because it was just like, I also didn't fit in with them because just from a young age, my goals were always different and my focuses were always different.
And I think more than anything is just finding space for people think that if you're not in that group, if you're not the popular one, like I was a popular one at school.
I weren't,
but
wasn't.
You know, going into my 20s, that wasn't reality at all. My life changed massively. I was very much, again, career driven, didn't socialise, didn't drink because I was very into fitness when I was younger. I still like it now, but I'm not as obsessed as I was before. And that cut out a lot of people.
Definitely.
And I think the whole point of what we're doing is just to be like, you don't have to be like everyone else.
Not at all. Exactly. If you are that sort of person, that's okay. If you are a drinker and all things, there's space for you as well.
Don't get me wrong.
We love going out. Yeah, we love a drink.
I love a glass of rosé and 2 or 3 a.m. dancing music. There's also other sides of me that I will be up at 7 a.m. because I've got to go to Pilates and I've got to go do my steps. And then the other side of me is I'll be up till 2 a.m. because I'm working on a business idea. So being everything is okay. You don't have to fit in anywhere.
No, and you don't have to be one person.
No.
Eras. Yeah.
I think one of the most interesting things I've ever listened to, and it's a podcast and we need to find it, is talking about your 20s in chapters rather than ages. Chapter 1 is 20 to 22. Then basically there's 5 chapters in your 20s, and what they look like are gonna look. I look back, I'm 26 now. I turned 27 soon. In my head, the maturity, and I've gone through things, career-wise, everything about myself. Same people when like 35 years old. Whereas the reality is only 5 years ago I turned 21.
Your life looks so differently then.
I turned 21 in COVID. So I lost all of my 21 party Ibiza lifestyle.
Yeah, but also even your uni just came to a halt. You didn't you graduated, you finished uni, but you didn't have a graduation.
I didn't go because I was working.
You started working while you were in uni.
I started working at 19 years old. Whereas on the other hand, you have got the full university experience, but
I don't live it like that because it just doesn't align with me. I started a business in my first year of uni. The career life as well doesn't necessarily align with me. And it's just navigating what it does and finding the people that matches that, because there's someone out there that has the same goals, aspirations, lifestyle as you, and you just got to find the person and then life clicks.
And then on the other hand, what we want to talk about as well is just
fun things.
Yeah, just girl chats, but also not. I'm not I'm not gonna push into that super girly. She's the girly one
I'm the
as
girly
far
one.
as like, look, she's in pink and I'm in black. But you know how that soft girl era compared to like masculine energy and what that looks like, and when I feel like I'm in my different eras.
We live a soft girl and we can embrace the masculine when we need it. And I think also being in a relationship and having both sides as well.
Yeah.
And also just like different things, like being in a relationship, not being in a relationship, going around.
You've never been single. You've been single. You haven't been single since you were 16.
Since I was 16. And even
I've been single for the majority of my 20s.
Yeah.
And
after being in a toxic relationship.
After being in a toxic relationship, what it's like to be in a relationship when you're that young and when you change so much.
Yeah.
Compared to what it's like to be in such a long-term relationship so young. You know, confidence is a massive thing.
Both of us. Really.
Both of us have been on journeys.
And we navigate it very differently. And I think that's what's going to be really interesting to talk about. Just because we both have this similar thought, but just display them in such a different way.
Now, don't get us wrong, this isn't a podcast.
No.
Like, we're not going to be one of these podcasts. We just literally want to chat and build like a safe space for everyone. And it doesn't have to be people in their 20s. No. A lot of people, you might see this in your 30s, you might relate to us more because I sent you a reel recently that was like me in my 30s. It's all that festival Ibiza.
Exactly.
I lived my 30s and my 20s now.
Yeah.
You know,
some people live lives backwards.
Breaking that stigma of this is what you need to be doing because you're that age.
No.
You need to be engaged by this. You need to be married, have kids by this age. And also not knowing. I think a massive thing for us is like we were so good at school, both of us, in our own element. Like I was better at one thing, you were better at other things. But school is so regimented as far as like, unless you fail your exams, next year you're graduating.
Yeah,
it's a new chapter, that's your next goals. Whereas as soon as you graduate university, you're a bit like,
what now?
So do I stay in this job for the rest of my life? Do I just monotony of being in your 20s? Like, it's boring. It's not all that.
No.
But it also can be.
Even there was a podcast I listened to recently about like what life is like going through your 20s. I didn't fully relate to it because it was a very standardized one. And I think it would be interesting to talk about life in your 20s as someone who's just hit their 20s. Well, 2 years into it. And someone that's halfway through it.
Yeah.
Hearing.
Halfway. Nearly 30s. Close to 30s that I am 20.
Let's just say halfway.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
And you're also going to get two sides to this because we were brought up obviously in the same household.
Same life.
We lived the exact same life. We were given the same opportunities every way. But we are very different.
So different.
Very, very different. In a lot of ways. I am the cold, bossy, mean older sister. And she's I live in the fairy world of everything is perfect and all of that life.
And then what's going on behind both of those as well.
And what made us that?
Yeah.
And just hopefully you relate to part of that and realise that
you're not alone.
You're not alone, that's a massive thing. You know, digital, no matter where you are, digital world is...
Maybe we'll take this offline one day.
Maybe. Imagine like a massive group of like...
It'd be so much fun.
Of girls. Oh, that would be a dream.
That would be fun. One day.
Little girls retreat.
I was thinking of just an event, a retreat.
A retreat. A get to know your sisters. Because you know what? as much as we are like biological sisters, do you get goosebumps?
Yeah. I got goosebumps.
As much as we are biological sisters, I think sisters is very much, you know, I would call some of my friends that I grew up with my sisters.
Yeah.
It's a very big term, so as much as we are calling this the sister diaries and it's the sister
You
diaries,
don't have to be a sister.
it's not a biological
You can come
thing.
be our sisters.
You're gonna relate to
Someone.
her, you're gonna relate to me.
You're going to relate to parts of her and parts of me.
I might say something that's like cold hard advice that you might need to hear, and that's what an older sister is for. And then you might have the comfort of her of like everything's going to be okay because that's what she's like and I'm not like that.
There's not a day that goes by without me saying it'll be fine.
Whereas
Everything's
I'm
going to figure it out.
get up and do the work. Like if that's what you need to do, just do it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this, really.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I can't do